Good afternoon. I'm Oluwaseyi Matthew of Lord Smart TV. Today we just want to discuss the thing about domestic violence, and this thing is getting rampant in our society, which is really having negative effect on our society. Now, remains what do we understand by domestic violence? Domestic violence is the situation whereby two people staying together, staying within a particular confined area, let's say husband and wife, parents, having physical engagement, physical combat, physical fighting or abuse. And that's what domestic violence is. When they are not agreed in one way or the other, which leads to uh, exchange of words when they abuse each other, which could even lead to physical combat. Now, what are the effects of this domestic violence? What are the effects that is having on their children? Most parents don't really look into the effect of this, the negative effect actually on their children, and this is actually one of the things that is destroying our society, that is making our society get worse every now and then. Now, research shows that 3.3 million children are exposed to domestic violence per year, which is very bad. It is rampant in this part of the world. You see parents who are having, children of adolescent age, even infant, and they are having such violences. It's persisting in their lifestyle. Let's take a look at this part of the world, Nigeria generally. You get to know that it's something that is general in our society. You see husband and wife, parents who are supposed to come together and agree on one thing, and as they are to do one of the things for themselves, coming together, abusing themselves because of one little issue or the other. Now, they're doing these things in a way that is really affecting their children. No, they didn't put their mind to, okay, fine, what are the negative effects these things can actually cause on their children. But fine, they only, do things the way the things comes. Now, the effects of domestic violence on children is what we're about to discuss, and how it's affecting our society. Now, child who witness domestic violence between their parents always have this mentality and this belief that they need to blame. Imagine when the husband comes home, he meets his wife, they one or two things which he expected her to do something. No, he pushes blame on the wife. Whereas the wife also wants to retaliate and push a kind of blame. So the children witnessing this always believes that, okay, fine, in every aspect of life, when you see something wrong, instead of you to correct it or you adjust it in a way that it won't bring violence, they always push blame. When you see children pushing blame, try to trace them down the road, you discover that fine, they are being exposed to one or two things in their domestic in their family, in their nuclear family, that has really blend with their system, with that pushing blame. Now, they live in constant state of fear, and everything that comes around always fear them. Now, in the sense that when the parents are fighting, when the parents are having physical combat, when the parents are having their exchange words of abuse, the little child, when they're still kid, the little child will always be fearful, thinking what the parents are doing are wrong. But based on their level, as at the stage that thing was happening, they might not really have the courage to tell their parents to stop them from what they are doing. So this might create fear in them, and they'll always act fearfully wherever they go to. This fear will always be in them constantly. And there is likelihood of them be a victim even when they grow up, because what that domestic violence, what has they've seen in their parents doing what has been registered in their mind and in their brain, as they are growing, it's getting developed. It's getting, it gets developed to the extent that they might not be able to control it. And before you know it, they too will later in life, imbibe the act. So they always be a victim of domestic violence. Now, there are some symptoms you see in a child who is a victim of domestic violence. Now, there are physical symptoms you see. Physically, those kind of children, they have pains. They have pains, when their mind was growing up and thinking about every incident that happened, everything, that they have pains in their hearts, which could lead to, headache, could lead to body ache, could lead to stomach ache. There's always anxiety in them. They always get tired, they get weak, because their brain at the moment of processing what they've seen, what they've witnessed, will lead to ache. These are the physical symptoms you see in a child that suffers domestic violence, that witnesses it from, and there are witnesses from what is happening around the environment. Now, in behavioral aspect of it, you see regression. They always feel rejected, and they regret things. They regret, or in their mind they will be thinking, why am I being born into this kind of a family? So there's regression. They regret things. They think of violence. Another point is they think of violence wherever you see them. Even if you are trying to make peace with them, the spirit in them will always agree with violence. They want to settle things with violence, and and then they avoid confrontation, because most of them might not really want things that's happening to them, to lead to violence. So they try to avoid confrontation, so that when they don't have confrontation with anybody, violence or any form of fight will not spring up from there. So when you see them, they avoid confrontation. Then in the aspect of emotional symptoms, there's always distrust. They don't trust anybody, and they are not to be blamed. It was what they've seen in the lifestyle of their parents. It's someone that doesn't, when love lack trust, that is when issues begins to spring up. So they lack trust. There's a level of distrust in their heart. Then there is always grief in them. They have grief, and they are ashamed of everything. They always get ashamed of things. They turn out to be a shy person, because okay, fine, what has happened between their parents, now in the street, as they are growing, some people will be talking about it, and as those kids are growing up, they will not like it, because it has been a constant occurrence. It has been something that is common among between their parents. So they will be seeing anybody talking around the streets, even as if they are pointing fingers at them and are talking about it. So they will be feeling shy. They will be feeling ashamed of themselves. This leads to them having a kind of low self-esteem. They will not be that courageous to do things. They will not be that courageous to do things. They are self-esteem kind of person. Then depression sets in, because what they witness will always be ringing every now and then in their brain. Even if they have this form of education in which they got exposed and they mingle with people, there will still be this form of depression in them, realizing, okay, fine, this is who my parents are, and this is what they get into, combating with each other and the like. So there's always form of depression in them. They get angry easily. So there's anger in them. Always want to end things in fight, in physical combat. Now there is post traumatic stress over them. They psychologically they get disordered. They get disordered psychologically because when you think about so many things, you think about the anxiety, what is happening to your parent at home, what you don't like, the way they act now, which leads to fear, which leads to you getting shy, and it brought shame on you. At the moment, the brain will always functions faster than the way it was to be. So the depression sets in. They think a lot. They get to the level of mental the disability. There is a form of disorderliness in their mode of thinking and the like. So there is always post traumatic stress disorder for them. Now, in the area of socialization, people who suffer domestic violence, the effect of uh, domestic violence on children also extend to the social way of life, the way they live their social way of life. They don't get used to people. They don't move closer to people. They don't relate the way it's supposed. How relationship, they don't relate per se. So people think, oh, if probably they are proud, they are proud that they don't want to get used to others. But fine, that was not the issue. It was because of the effect of what they actually passed through or they went through. Seeing domestic violence happening in their presence, that is actually that disturbs them psychologically, emotionally, socially, physically. They have the dates disturbed. So now come to think of it, as a parent, you expose your children to witness all this domestic violence. Now, no matter how you try to show them love, no matter how you try to expose them to give things, there's no matter how you try to show love to them, what you've created, what you caused in them will still live on. That negative effect will still live on. Now imagine you now be saying, most parents when they now grow old and probably they have of age and realize what they are doing was bad, and they've stopped the act of violence. Now the effect that they've created in their children will still live on, and those kind of parents will be saying, will now have a form of regret when their children probably run away from them, or they don't show them love the way it's supposed to be, or they don't even want to move closer to their parents, and they will now be putting blames on those children. Now, like I always say, and people around me understand, what I mean. Like I always tell people around me, and put it that way: no child comes from heaven with idea of everything. Now they gain experiences, the way they live their life, the way they act from the immediate environment. Now the first people they learn from are the parents, the father and the mother. Now, if what you imbibe in them is negative, forget it, that negative things continues. If what you imbibe in them is positive, the positivity, of their act continues. So let's parents who engage in physical violence, in domestic violence, are to think of something that we find this thing they're doing will have negative effect on their children. Now, you who are in that shoe, probably you've acted in that manner before, and probably you are of age, and you see your children passing through one, psychological issue, or probably you sense some changes in your children. The best thing for you to do is not for you to see them as a wayward or disobedient children. Call them, train them the way they ought to go, ask for forgiveness because you were the one that imbibed the spirit in them already. So stop blaming them for their heart. Stop, saying negative things to them. What you need to do is just call them, uh, apologize for treating them in that manner because you're the one that imbibed the spirit in them already, the act in them already, due to your act. So just you just call them, try to train them the way they ought to be. You are of age now. Tell them, then you don't really understand the effects. But now you got to know the effect around them is getting you, is having negative effect on them. So you try to train them the way they ought to go. Try to be apologetic. Try to apologize for the effect. Apologize. What they need is for you to apologize to them and create that mindset of love in them. Try to erase the negative effect of that domestic violence, the weakness, and has created the symptoms, the negative effect on them. Try to erase it. Not you try to see them as bad children. No, they are not. Most of them even have this art of love, that they always want to love their children, or their children they also want, but the fear you've created in them, the negative effects you've caused them, and what you've allowed them to suffer through the process is what will return them back, from moving closer to you, relating to you, and acting like a good child to the parent. So here we'll end the episode of today, and next time, by God's grace, we'll continue from where we stop, probably on this topic or the other. So drop your comments, please share this video, and let's make our society a better place to live. Thank you.